All right, hey folks, this is Monk and Kyle with Sofakingnews talking to Clark, Gregg, and Saxon Sharbino about the new movie, Trust Me. I gotta be honest, I'm usually tough on movies, and I will not lie to you, I was choking back tears for 30 minutes after this flick.
Oh, you got to see it? Oh, thank
yes,
you so
I did.
much.
What
talking about it all day.
Yeah, what inspired you to write the script?
Thank you. I don't know, man. I don't know. I had been around some young actors and saw the kind of some of the one or two of them had really kind of unusual characters who represented them and who seemed to be kind of looking around and dealing with, tough parents trying to find the 11-year-old who was going to take them to the big time. And it's a funny business in that, people say, why are you checking your messages? And I said, do you get a message that changes your life? Because I've gotten about 5 of them. Right. And it's, it's a weird thing that way. It's a little bit like the lottery and everybody's negotiating and maneuvering to be in the right place when that happens. That seemed to sum up a lot. Yeah. And then I had this weird, almost like a dream where that world kind of fused with all my favorite film noirs, and I saw this guy as kind of a loser detective, who's been beaten up and jaded and has a chance at getting some innocence back. And so there you go. I wrote a weird movie. It's funny, and I got all my friends to be in it, and now luckily it's coming out, and I hope other people like it as much as you did.
I did. It was a really great movie, and it was very interesting to see your character was very amazing in the movie and how you played. I very much believed every character that was in this movie, especially yours, because I was at the end of the movie, I was almost mad at your character. So what was it like to play that kind of character?
It was awesome. There's not a lot of scripts right now that you can show depth, and he wrote like an amazing script where there's a bunch of opportunities to bring in acting and be able to do like everything that you kind of want to do. And he helped me so much in that. Like he would bang on the wall whenever we were screaming or just anything to try. He's an actor too, but he also directed, so that really helped a lot.
And now, Clark, you were credited in writing Choke and directing it as well.
Yeah.
And now, you didn't write the original story of Choke. Obviously, Chuck Palahniuk did that.
The book.
Now, did you write this story? Was this all you?
This is an original script that I wrote 100%. I loved the book of Choke so much when it was sent to me, and I thought,
me too.
I see a movie there. And I said, you're crazy. And it wasn't even that hard to get the rights at the time. And after I worked on it for a while, I could see why. It ended up being a much more difficult adaptation than I thought, but Chuck Palahniuk, I finally got on the phone with him, and he said, look, just don't be too faithful.
Nice.
I said, what do you mean? I basically have the novel and screenplay for him. He said, no, don't do it. And it helped me to kind of pick the parts that landed with me, and I think it's what made the movie work as well as it did.
Well, Chuck likes controversy.
He does. He's so interesting. He ended up becoming a big champion of the movie and going to Sundance and going around the country promoting it with me. He's the most amazing writer I've ever met.
And what differences were there in writing this screenplay as opposed to writing someone that somebody else had originally written?
You don't have the safety net of knowing there's already a lot of great lines and great characters and great stories that are in the book. But on the other hand, there's a kind of... there's a clarity, there's a freedom to something that's coming out of your own consciousness. A lot of times you've read something in a book and it means more to you than someone who didn't read the book. And you don't get that perspective back. So when someone sees the movie, they're seeing some things, especially if you are too faithful, that they can tell are supposed to mean more to them than they do because they didn't read the book, if that makes any sense at all. And there's something freeing about writing your own story.
Right on. And, we're not scared at all. Are you going to be in Avengers 2?
I don't think so. I just finished Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I believe I have more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. coming. The one thing I know about Marvel is even if I said I was and thought I was, then I wouldn't be, and vice versa. I don't know. They don't tell me anything. They may have a plan for me that they haven't told me. What's going on in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is pretty amazing right now and pretty exciting the way it crossed over with Cap 2. My whole focus is on watching people's minds getting blown by what's coming in the last 5 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
How does it feel to be the most popular Marvel character without any superpowers that's never even been in a comic until after your character was created? That's pretty badass.
As someone who grew up reading some Marvel comics and who's a bit of a nerd myself, there's been 7 or 8 times, probably leading with Joss, coming up to me after the Thor panel at Comic-Con in San Diego saying, oh God, I've been meaning to call you. I have a lot for you to do in the Avengers. Can I introduce you with the cast? And then I turned and saw Robert and Jeremy Renner and Scarlett and everybody, and this was the big surprise that they were introducing the Avengers cast and I was in it. I've done a lot of dumb stuff in my life, but I don't think I've ever come closer to dying than that moment.
And I know it's probably a little late for this. Can I get a hookup and possibly be in Avengers 3?
Avengers 3. Now you're going to 3.
Yeah,
They're
just
still shooting
I want to
2.
be in the movie. I want to work with you. Is
If
that
I'm
cool?
still alive, I'll put in a good word. If
All
Coulson
right.
is still alive at that point.
I'll hit you up on Facebook.
Okay, good.
One last question. As I watched the credits at the end of the movie, I noticed Joss's name in the special thanks. How much did he influence this?
That's very observant of you. Joss and I just hit it off. I love him. I think he's a brilliant writer. I don't do this much because it's such a big favor to ask, but I had him read the script when it was close to shooting, and he gave me a couple of really smart notes that really helped me. And so that's one way up. The other way is right when I was starting to prep it, the first time I tried to make it, it didn't come together right then. I shot Much Ado About Nothing at his house, and I'd been kind of holding out for more money, and it wasn't really forthcoming. And I was so inspired by the way he shot that movie for nothing at his house that it's very much how we shot this. He also put me in Avengers, which made people kind of get over their anxiety about putting some money into this movie. So he helped me in a lot of ways.
Well, very cool. Thank you both for talking to me. Thank you.
you.
Congratulations. It was a great movie.
so much.
I really enjoyed it.
Are you the Sofa King? Are you the Sofa Prince? Do we?
We are all kings and queens in the
before they
of
world.
the sofa?
Of the sofa, yes, we are.
Thank you. Sure, man.
Thank you very much. That was Clark, Gregg, and Saxon Sharbino of the new movie Trust Me. And when I say you need to see this movie, trust me, you need to see this movie.